And in continuation with this festive season, with the season of lights, as we say, season of giving and receiving, what came to me the other day was that, there is so much light within all of us. There is so much light within all of us, but we're always focusing on the light outside. And I just thought that why not reflect on the light within each one of us? Are we even aware that there is this light within us? How many of us are really aware of that? And if we are not, it's high time that we start connecting to that light within and stop using sources and, the external so-called avenues to hold us afloat or help us to move on in life, because all those may just crumble at any time, but your light inside can never diminish. It can never diminish. And actually, I was hearing something, I think yesterday or day before, and there was one line that caught my eye, and I just thought that I'm going to repeat it here. In fact, start this day with that, this talk with that. And that said that, the light that you see in me, the light that you see in me is absolutely similar to the light that is there within you. So it's absolutely a reflection of what you hold within yourself. So don't think that you don't have the power to be that light. Now I'm going on using the word light. What exactly is it that I mean? Even like, when we look at light as day and night is supposed to be dark and day is supposed to be full of light. The light doesn't diminish. Don't we know that? It's just that how the whole, the sun is there giving us the light over the entire universe, entire planets, all the planets, the earth. And it's the earth that is revolving. So just for some time, we are in darkness because we are disconnected, or we are facing the other side of the sun. But we all know that very soon the sun is going to rise and there is going to be light. So the light doesn't go anywhere. That is what I'm trying to explain or make you understand with this example. The light is always there, but we are at that point facing away from the light, whatever might be the reason, and I'm just using that as an analogy for what we are talking about today. And the moment we are in the light, it's like even when you're, when you feel down in the dumps, when you feel life has nothing to offer, when you feel, I don't know where to go, it's like I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. What does it imply? It implies that I'm in darkness. I'm in a tunnel. Tunnel is usually a place where you feel trapped. There's darkness inside and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But obviously there is always light at the end of the tunnel. That is truly, truly my belief. And it is this light that you're looking for outside to guide you out of the tunnel. But you don't need to look at that. Just turn your focus inwards. Just turn your focus inwards and you will receive the way forward. You will receive the way forward. Today I was facilitating a wonderful workshop. Some of you were there. And a lot of angelic guidance was coming. And I was channeling. And the bigger message for everything was that just be silent to hear those messages. So you have to somewhere turn inwards and see that light, because the torch is there, the spotlight is there, and it is showing you the way. But we get so scattered here, there, everywhere, and we just fall off track. And we feel we don't know where we are going. We don't know where to go. We don't know how is the way ahead. But if you just become silent, if you just sort of retract into your own being, into your own heart center, you'll see that the light will be shown to you. 100% the light will be shown to you because it's already there. Agree, disagree, comments? Let's hear from you.
But it's always that, when we see darkness, then I think we understand the magnificence of light better. So they are the two sides of the same coin. Somehow we have to understand that within that darkness also there is light seeping in from somewhere. And I think we are so disturbed when we are not grounded enough that we start looking outside for the light rather than, we start seeking help from others who can come to us rather than believing in our own worth.
So that is exactly what I was coming to, that When I say that you have the light within you, you just need to trust your own self. And the bigger message today really was that when you receive some guidance, when you receive some message, trust in those messages. So trust in your own self. When we are always seeking guidance outside, when we are always putting ourselves outside, and we don't have any trust in ourselves, then how will you ever be able to see that? But the first thing is to understand that there is always light. Light is always prevailing. The path is always there, laid out in front of you. And you have full ability to walk the path. You have full ability to walk the path. Just need to connect to yourself. Sorry, was somebody saying something? Please share, please ask, please, feel free to contradict, question, whatever it is that you want to. Do you all believe that you have the light within you?
Certainly.
Certainly.
That light, one feels diminished when you're a little into a fear spot, or when you're not so comfortable in that zone that we are in. So then we start looking at for the torch inside, leaving the sun or that real shine that we have. So how do we actually come back to ourselves? I think if I can ask that, Didi.
So, like what you said, Vinita, in the beginning, just like before this statement, before this question, when we are born, I mean, we think we know nothing. Right? We don't know how to walk, we don't know how to talk, we don't know anything, but we have that ability within us, isn't it? And through our skills, through our growth, through our journey in the physical world, we learn all that. Because that's how conditioning has been. But even these kind of skills to connect to yourself, to meditate, to, like you are asking, be in the self or be in that space, it's all there within us. It's all there within us. And actually now consciousness has become so vast. Things have expanded so much that it's just not difficult. If you set the intent in your heart that I want to see the light, I want to see the way, can you help me see the way, can you help me move ahead? And you don't have to ask anyone. Believe me, you don't have to ask anyone. It's only your connection with the divine. And like we all do, most of you here have come with the energy of Reiki. Reiki is nothing but that divine light, isn't it? What are you drawing in Reiki? We're drawing in that divine light. It comes into us, and then we channel it ahead and, spread the light or heal ourselves with that light. And there is no differentiation between that divine light and the light within you. There's absolutely no differentiation. When we do a deeper meditation, when we go into a deep meditation, what actually comes to us? Nothing but light. The body dissolves, everything around us dissolves, and we are just an energy being. We are just that light, isn't it? And that is what we're all made up of, if we want to say it in very different kind of terms. We're all made up of that energy. We're all made up of that one universal light. And we are looking for it all around, and we are wasting our energy. We are frustrating ourselves because we don't know where to go. We don't know what to look for. We don't know how to, connect to it. But the moment you sit back and you say, okay, show me the light inside. Believe me, the moment you say these things with honesty, with trust, with a deeper, with an innocence that you really want to be guided, you really want to drop off all these dramas and all these situations around you, you will see that you will be shown the path. You will 100% be shown the path. So trust in yourself, ask, just see that what will happen if you don't put your energy outside and turn the entire focus inwards. Just see what will happen if we just shift the entire focus inwards. Are you able to come to a space of, say, a deeper understanding, a space of stillness? It's that space of stillness that gives you all your answers. Because your answers are all there, but because of all the clutter, the chatter, you get, sort of blown away from the actual answers or the actual path. But the moment you come into alignment, come into stillness, the answers are crystal clear. They're absolutely crystal clear. And you don't need any external source to guide you into it or show you that path, if I may say. Does it make sense? Let's hear a little bit from you, Vani. What do you think? Srishti, Tanvi, anybody? Let's make it a little interactive.
Hi, Sujata.
Hi, Vani.
I've been enjoying your sessions, and in fact, YouTube has kind of, it's like sometimes you miss the sessions in the evening, then you know that the YouTube is there. So my mornings are generally starting with your, either the meditation or the chat. And it's so like, trust me, I'm so grateful to you now, especially because, in the difficult times when you learn to be more grounded and you start looking at things from a positive perspective, things become much more easier and simple. But also, at times we do get weighed down with the surrounding and with the atmosphere. So then to, sometimes to bounce back becomes a challenge. But again, we kind of, we are reaching out to you now, but we've not reached out to our own self. I think that is what now is the only lacking thing. That, okay, now, if we are in trouble, we have to come to you. And, we know that one conversation from you or probably hearing you out on YouTube is also enough to probably lift us back. But, we are not being able to still find the light within us.
So the first statement that I said was this, no? The light that you're seeing in me is a reflection of the light within you. Can you just embody this statement fully and actually dissolve these separations, because there is no separation between you and me. There's absolutely no separation. वो थोड़ा सा bulb का voltage increase करना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, the light is fully there. The light is fully there. You know what I mean? So start having more trust in your own abilities, and in nothing else, in just dissolving this and coming to a state of stillness. Actually, I was just coming back from this workshop, and there was some a student of mine who was dropping me back. Maybe she's here. I told her to log on, and I was just telling her, I think we were just talking about something, and I was just telling her exactly this, that you don't need to keep going into the at that time. Is we want to understand why this is happening, what has caused this, from where is it coming. Even an illness, supposing somebody has an illness, say a high blood pressure or a cancer or a diabetes, our focus is where? Our focus is to understand that why has this happened in my life. Now, how much energy we put on trying to understand why this has happened. That same energy can be put on resolving the issue, that how am I going to pull myself out of it, and then shift that from using the energy to come out of it, and then reflecting on what could have been the cause, because the cause will keep changing. One doctor will tell you one thing. I mean, forget about any other field. Even if you go to 10 different doctors, they'll give you 10 different opinions and 10 different reasons, and all of them are correct. So why are we putting energy there? Let's put energy on the resolution and then reflect on it and see, okay, so now this helped me. Where was I missing this in my life before? What made me miss this aspect before? Let's put energy more on trying to come out of that solution, trying to, see how we can make our way out, rather than dissipating all our energy, from one person to the other, thinking, okay, so this one is saying this one is saying this. What do I believe? So you don't need to believe. Who's telling you to believe all this? What you need to do is to find your way out of the illness, isn't it? So do that, put all your energy on that, and then see the cause will reveal itself if it is meant to. If it's not meant to, it may not. And that's fine, because you will not be suffering anymore, isn't it? So what I'm trying to say is that we are putting focus in the wrong direction in a lot of things in our life. And we're putting so much energy in it to try to find out or do certain things. And that's what frustrates us. We come into a space of frustration and we forget it. It's nothing is happening. Nothing is going right in my life. I mean, I'm cursed. I've always been living like this. I can never be out of this darkness. But that's not true. Just gently shift back and trust and know that everything is just perfect for you, including all the challenges. Because it's the darkness, like Vinita said, it's the darkness that tells you that light does exist. It's the darkness that tells you that light exists, isn't it? So those challenges are just showing you that, oh, so you've fallen off track. But you don't need to be wasting time in your life going around that thing of, why did this happen? What happened? Playing the victim mode. No, step out of it. You have that power to step out of it. Okay, this has happened. It's very unfortunate. Now what? Do I want to keep crying about it and keep, feeling victimized about it? Or can I feel more empowered out of it and say, okay, so how am I going to step out of it? Can I ask for the necessary strength and the power from the universe to shed that light on me so that I can see the path to move ahead? So it comes back to your intention. It comes back to your, your desire to continue living in spite of whatever might be happening in the external field. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can I share something which very
Please go ahead.
recently happened, and it just so resonates what you've said. So 2-3 days back, a very close friend of mine, she was detected with breast cancer, and she's herself a healer and a spiritual singer, and she's into a different world of her own divinity and things like that. And honestly, I was very, very shaken when I heard that, because I know the family well and I know the children. And when I was talking to her, I felt exactly what you told her, what I saw in her. She was like so calm about it. She said, "That's okay, Vanita." And it's going to be like maybe all the negative karmas, everything that's coming out, it's going to be resolved. It's going to be absolutely fine. And I have to start looking now better and sexier, and I have to start doing my own healing and others. And I've got another opportunity to reach out to the people. She was completely in a different light zone, and I felt so small in front of her, that I really didn't tell her also. I mean, I quickly changed my stance and I said, yeah, of course, it's so amazing, as you rightly saying, the people who understand that light, they just look up to that light for everything that's happening in their life, even challenges, and it just sparkles them like an opportunity that they have been given to reach out to the divine closer,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we are repeating the word light here again and again, let me just say that we are only referring to the so-called resolutions that you're looking for at that time, isn't it? The so-called resolutions that you're looking for at that point when you're feeling that you're drowning. Those resolutions absolutely exist within you. And somehow, like, even this this lady was telling me, this girl was telling me that we never taught these things in our growing up years. We never taught about these things, and we're only taught about performing better or being competitive and all that. So I said that nobody has done that. And also, I think the consciousness all over was not ready for this as it is now. It is all just that it's all ready and right. You just have to tune into that. It's like how we say that all these channels exist in the television. You have like 1,000+ channels on your Tata Sky thing, but you are tuned into only one. But that does not mean that the 999 others don't exist. They fully exist. You have to just press the remote and say, okay, so now I want to switch on to the next channel and the next. And that's how you'll be shown whatever is playing out there. So in the same way, now consciousness has expanded so much. And when I say expanded, when I say ascension, what exactly does it mean? It just means moving back to the light, moving back to the truth, moving back to the higher light that is there in not just in the universe, but in within all of us. So when we say, like, even when we leave the body, what do we say? We merge back with the light, isn't it? We merge back with the light. And that's exactly what we are saying. We've come from the light and we're just merging back with the light. But we don't need to leave the body now to be merging back with the light. We can very much be alive and still connect to the light. Seems possible or impossible? Like right now, you've been listening to me, you've been listening to us for the last 20-25 minutes. And I'm sure that each one of us has a whole list of issues that we are struggling with all the time, isn't it? I mean, all through the day, you might have been thinking, oh, this issue, that issue, whatever. But right now, close your eyes. All of you, just close your eyes. And just breathe into the center of your chest, right here, as I'm saying. Just close your eyes and breathe in here. And just very honestly, keeping your focus at the center of your chest, tell me, is there any issue? Is there any darkness in any area of your life? You might be going through an illness. You might be going through a broken relationship. You might be going through a financial unstable time. You might be feeling anything that just tells you that life is not worth it. But right now, is there anything like that? And if you actually go ahead now, I want to ask you to tell you that just visualize that you're breathing in light from the source. Just breathe in the light, visualize the light coming in with each breath and filling your body. And it's not at all difficult to do. Just breathe in the light, and actually when you breathe out, you can spread out this light from your body into your entire space. And if you continue doing that, breathing in light, you'll actually merge with this light and the body will actually disappear. So take a nice deep breath up to your feet and gently open your eyes. Is there anyone here who could not connect for this brief, these few minutes? Or disagrees? I'm very happy to hear that. This is a platform where you can be absolutely honest and share, even if you didn't connect or you could not, feel that stillness. I'm going to take you through a little deeper meditation after a few minutes. So if there's anybody in this short span who could not connect, just give me a thumbs up or raise your hand. So I'm presuming there's no one. Isn't it?
Me.
Yeah, who's that? I couldn't.
Poonam.
Poonam?
Yeah, Singh.
Yeah, Poonam Singh. What did you feel, Poonam? Nothing?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. So was there chatter in your mind?
No.
Was there a sense of stillness?
Yeah, stillness was there.
Yeah. So, when sometimes some people are not so visual in their imagination. So when we say, okay, bring in the light, you're trying to see, okay, so is it pink? Is it blue? Is it golden? Is it white? But I would say that if you just stay in the stillness, everything else will disappear. There will be only light. So even if you had a glimpse of that stillness only comes from the space of light, if I may say, from the space where there is no chatter, where you're not caught with, the things around you. Does that make any sense, Poonam?
It does, Sujata. It definitely does make sense. But as you know, that I generally don't feel anything.
But that's also fine. A lot of times in energy work, we say fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that this energy is not tangible. This energy that we are trying to connect to is not something that we can see. Or even, if I say I see the light and you say you don't see the light, I have to respect you for that. Because it's not a visible light. It's something that is there within each one of us. And it's only because sometimes We cannot connect to that part because there's too much of mind chatter, there's too much of clutter, isn't it? But even in these few minutes, if you just gently shifted into a space of, say, stillness or no mind space, where there was no chatter, there was no sort of, say, pain or suffering or thoughts of things which would drain you, that means that you can be in the space of stillness, isn't it? That this
Yeah.
space, there is this space of stillness which does exist.
Okay.
And this is where you need to keep coming back, keep coming back. The mind will come up, it will pull you back, but you have to do this, but this is all fake, but I didn't feel anything. It's okay if you didn't feel, but you still are in the space of stillness. There's a reason that you're here in this chat, on this talk, isn't it? Some energy pulls you into all this work that you do on yourself. And yes, there's a part of you which still doesn't really feel anything tangibly.
Okay.
Right? So I would just say, keep coming back to the space. Just keep coming back to the space. And I'll take you through a little longer meditation in the next couple of minutes. And see, different people feel different things. We might all be in the same room with the same temperature outside and inside. Somebody will feel extremely cold. They'll want to have a shawl around them. Somebody will be sweating. Somebody will be feeling just comfortable. So it's just in the physical realm also different body temperatures that we are dealing with. And so there are, on the higher realm also there are variations in whatever we are feeling, experiencing, being. But again, I'm saying we're using the word light. If you actually also visualize yourself fully covered with light, you'll feel a stillness, because the light that we are drawing is a very powerful light. Even like I said, when we do Reiki, we are doing what? We are connecting to the light. In so many forms of healing, we are just bringing in the light. Because when we say the universe, source, universal light, we can say anything. But the light just shows us, and I mean, I know this from my experience of energy healing, that the light just makes a channel, makes a pathway, that, okay, so there's a higher consciousness, there's a divine consciousness, universe, Brahman, whatever you might like to call it. And how will you connect to that? You just visualize that there is a stream of light that comes into you. That's what we do in basic Reiki too, isn't it? So we just visualize that there is this light coming into us. And when you keep doing it again and again, it actually, I mean, so many people who may have said for so many times in their lives, I don't feel anything. But it does not mean that there is nothing happening. It does not mean that light is not flowing. It is 100% flowing. But you are not connected to the visual aspect of that light, because it's not a visual light. It's an energetic light. It's an energetic flow. And we give it this, say, light or colors, even in Reiki, we say white, pink, blue, silver, golden, it doesn't matter. Just know that energy is flowing. But we say the word light and we even give it a color when we initially get into energy healing, because we want to see a flow, we want to see a flow of energy. What is light? Light is nothing but energy, isn't it? It's a form of energy.
Yeah.
Heat is a form of energy. All these are forms, expressions of energy. So we just visualize that light, and that light comes into us because we already have that within us. That stillness that we are connecting to is already present within us. And you're in that still space, which you are right now. I totally sense it. All that disturbance, clutter, that is not really overpowering you at this moment, isn't it?
No, yeah, that's true.
So in spite of all your challenges, all the troubles in your life, you can still be in the space. And again, the mind will come and say, oh, but you couldn't sleep till 5 a.m. Your head is so heavy, or this has happened, that has happened. Doesn't matter. That is going to go on happening. But you can still be here. You can still be peaceful in this space. And actually, the more you keep shifting your focus into this space, you'll see that everything around you will be crystal clear. Everything around you you'll be shown everything that you need to see, because it's all there, but the chatter and the clutter totally covers it up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for hanging in there in spite of all this. I would really say that to you. Because there's a deeper part of you which resonates, even though you may not feel it so tangibly, but there's a deeper part of you which resonates, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just trust that part of yourself. Just trust that part of yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Neelu, say something. Thank you, Poonam. Neelu, you had raised your hand. You want to say something? Okay, I think probably it's just by mistake.
Sujata, I just wanted to
Yeah.
share something. Arjun here.
Yes, Arjun.
This exercise you just made us do, and you said breathe out into your space, and what I've been hearing reminded me of something that I always used to ask you. Ki, if I center myself, that's fine, but if people around me are fighting or arguing, that stresses me out. And your answer was always the only thing you can control is yourself. And I think now it makes so much more sense to me, because like you said, if we are actually all not separate, and
Absolutely.
the only thing I can control is myself. And I've seen this happen so many times, especially recently, is if I center myself, the situation, obviously nothing changes immediately, but in an hour, in a day, in a week, things settle down. And I think that's really come home to me, that as long as I can focus on centering myself, eventually the effects will spread, or whatever was troubling me will pass, even if it's other people who I can't control.
Absolutely. And actually this is what we mean by spreading the light, isn't it? You be in presence where you are. You be in presence in this stillness, and everything will be drawn to you. Everything will be sort of attracted towards you, because you are that presence which everybody wants to connect to, isn't it? Everybody wants to be in that aura of auric field of light.
And yeah, I think the thing you said that has really helped me is, the minute I accept I can't control anyone else, that thought leaves my mind altogether. Because otherwise that stress is always, oh, this person is not doing that, or that person is not doing that. The minute I keep telling myself the only person I can control is me, that also helps me center.
Absolutely. And also you have to understand that when you say this, when you just said something, I just had a thought that when you say this, that, the only thing that I can control is myself, which is actually also not true, which is also not really true. But you can come into the space of awareness. You can't control your thoughts. The thoughts might still keep bombarding you, but you can shift into that space of awareness and, like, be in that space where you would say that, that, yeah, it's all fine. It's all happening. And I am here, I know that there is a deeper stillness within me where none of this will affect me. And whatever is happening outside is just fine. I'm not going to allow those situations and circumstances outside to overpower me. They can't actually. The stillness is so big and vast that they cannot. The light is so vast that you cannot, nobody around you can escape it. It's like I enter into a room and the room is totally dark, and I switch on one light, maybe in one corner. It'll still spread the light through the entire room, isn't it? Unless it's just a spotlight on one part, but still there'll be some little light in the entire room. So when you connect to that stillness, that presence within you, you'll see that it will invariably spread to people around you, to situations around you. But that's not the focus. That's not the reason why we are doing that. We're only doing it to bring us back to our center. And Pooja just asked that, how do we center ourselves? This little exercise that we did is more than enough to center yourself, ground yourself, do a grounding meditation, walk barefoot on the ground, touch your forehead to the ground, go hug a tree, breathe into your heart center, breathe into right up to your feet and back, but do everything that you're doing with awareness. See, you're breathing 24/7, aren't you? From the time you're born till the time we die, we are breathing every time, all the time. Even when we are sleeping, we are breathing, isn't it? Even when we are sleeping, we are breathing. Whatever we might be doing, eating, running, working, thinking, we're breathing all the time. But are we aware of that? Are we aware of this breath? So when we shift our focus to this breath with awareness, that's when the work begins to happen. That's when the stillness begins to come in. That's when you connect to the light. That's when you can center yourself. So just how do you focus? Just bring your awareness to the tip of your nose, and feel the breath. 1, breathing in, breathing out. 2, breathing in, breathing out. 3, 4, and maybe when you reach 5 or 6, you'll suddenly, your mind will pull you, oh, but you know, it's time for dinner, I need to do this. Stop. The moment you catch yourself out from here and you've shifted there, just bring your awareness back here. And then you'll see what a wonderful dinner you'll serve at the end of this talk. Because you're right here doing what you're doing 100%. And similarly, breathe into the center of your chest. Just breathe into the center of your chest. This is the heart center. It opens up so much. It opens up so much within you. Really opens up so much within you. And then everything else dissolves. Everything, you know, when you really love something or you just love somebody and you're with them, don't all your troubles, all your worries, you feel everything will be okay or everything is okay, isn't it? That's just it. So you're connecting to that love within you. Expand this heart center, breathe into this love, and everything else is just okay. You'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll bring it. Does that make sense? When somebody asks, how do we center ourselves?
Yes. Thank you, Sujata.
Thank you. Okay, so should we just do a little breathing, little meditation? So I have not planned anything. Whatever comes to me, I'll just guide you into it, and let's see if we can connect to the light. So just center yourselves. How do you center yourselves? Fully arrive where you are. Just fully be here for the next couple of minutes. And I just don't mean that you're physically sitting here in front of your phones or your devices. I mean just be fully here. Just put everything out. When we go into, initially when we started following Moji Baba and his meditations, there was a saying or a mat outside his entrance room which said, mind and egos. Leave your mind and egos outside with your shoes. Where you take off your shoes, leave your mind there, leave your ego there. And ego does not mean your arrogance. Ego means your sense of separation from anyone. So just leave your mind and your egos outside and let's fully be here. And gently close your eyes. And even if you're not used to meditating, just visualize that all your focus is going inside. You're breathing inside. You can even feel that your eyes are now looking inwards rather than focusing on the noise outside. And as you shift your focus inwards, as your eyelids gently close, connect to your breath. Feel the in-breath and the out-breath. Slow, gentle, easy breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Gently breathing in and breathing out. Being aware of every in-breath and every out-breath. And actually, when you begin to do that, you see that your breath slows down and your breath becomes deeper. Notice that you are hardly breathing to the end of your throat, just at the tip of your lungs, and you're ready to take the next breath. But let's breathe deeper. Let's get out of this shallow breathing and breathe at least into the center of our chest as if our lungs are expanding, with each breath bringing in fresh prana, fresh energy into our body. Thoughts may come, but just for this short while, we're not going to engage in those thoughts. Just gently be with your breath. Breathing in fresh energy, fresh prana. And gently breathing it out all around you. And once you start feeling the rhythm of this breath, Let's visualize and connect to this huge light above us. So breathe from the top of your head and visualize this light space up above. Call it the universe, call it the Brahman, call it divine light, call it God, consciousness, high self, whatever you wish to. But just know that there is a whole reservoir of light up above, and as you're breathing now, you're breathing in that light from that source and you're bringing it into your body. So breathing in light and breathing out light. 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 And breathe deeper, be greedy for this light now. Just take deep breaths so that you can fill your entire body with this light. There's so much, it's like an ocean of light. The more you breathe, the more you receive. And nothing gets diminished, nothing gets depleted. Breathe in this light and breathe out light. See this light covering your entire body. See this light going into every cell of your body. So as you breathe this light, you fill your lungs with light. So visualize your entire chest full of this light. And from the lungs, just as the blood, just as the oxygen, just as the prana flows through into every cell of your body, see this light flowing into every cell of your body. Breathe in this light and let this light spread into every cell, every atom of your body. Once again, if thoughts come, just watch them and let them pass away. You be with your light. If there's any part of your body that is ailing or paining or is suffering in some way, let's direct this light there. So if you know you have issues in your stomach, in your back, in your legs, just take this light there and allow it to heal that part. Know that this light can heal everything. It can dissolve every pain body in you. It's like that laparoscopic light that can dissolve any stones, any pain bodies, anything that brings suffering into this body. It's just like the moment you switch on the light, the darkness goes. The moment you start shining light, the pain dissolves. Breathe in light and breathe out light. If your mind pops in and says, but yeah, it's only happening now, it may not happen when we go off this call, know that that's not true. Your breath is always with you and it is the biggest healing energy. So anytime you're feeling any sense of discomfort, put your hands on your chest lovingly. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Breathe into the love that you hold within your heart and breathe out this love. If you're struggling in a relationship, just bring the image of that person in front of you. Breathe in the light, the healing light from the source. Bring it into your heart. Fill it with the love that you are and breathe it out into the other person's body. Let's do this for the next couple of breaths. Have a pure intent to heal this relationship without really needing to interact or explain or bow down or, speak to the other person. Just know that your peace is most important. So breathe, take a nice deep breath. Breathe into the center of your chest. Feel the unconditional love flowing out from your heart center, merging with this light, and just spread it out to the person whom you wish to send this light to. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Know that the other person is also suffering in just the way that you are. Dissolve all egos. Just know that there is no separation. Just send healing, loving light to ease the pain of the other person too. Anything else that comes to you, just feel free to follow your heart, follow your body, follow your intuition. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Breathe in light and breathe out light. If you wish to embrace the other person and spread the light, if you're feeling any kind of an insecurity or are upset with any area of your life, any aspect of your life, just bring in that area, bring it that issue, and let's cover it with this light. Just visualize abundance in all aspects of your life. Breathe in light, breathe out light. Breathe in light and breathe out light. Know that all these sounds outside, these huge firecrackers, are just breaking all those barriers that disconnect you from your light. Know that you are this light, you are this light, you are this light. Know that all your friends in the spiritual realm are pouring down their light upon you, telling you that there is no separation. You are their light. You are the light. You are the light. Just feel free to spread this light to whoever you feel needs it, wherever it is needed, dissolving all physical boundaries and distances. Just know that you are this light. You are this light. You are this light. Taking a nice, gentle, deep breath up to your feet, stretching your toes, stretching your fingers, moving your fingers, Bringing your awareness back into your space, into your room full of light, into your body full of light, knowing that this is just a light body, just an extension of that light. Very slowly and gently, only if you wish to, you may open your eyes, knowing very well that this light is not going anywhere. This light is always with you, fully always with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sujata.
Thank you. Just want to tell you that tomorrow we'll be doing our Reiki meditation and we'll be balancing the chakras, as it's been a long time when we have not done that. So it's the same link at 7 o'clock. And there's a very special meditation on Thursday. It's the 11:11 portal that opens up. You know, it's a higher portal of light. It's a higher portal of light. So when we say light, you know, in our spiritual terminology, there are two things. One is dense versus light, heavy versus light, and one is darkness versus light. So as we are ascending, even in our journey, even in our chakras, we are moving from the deeper, lower, dense chakras, the earthly chakras, into the realm of ether and space, isn't it? So this 11:11 is a very special day where all those portals are open and you can actually, through those meditations, break through those portals and fully receive whatever you wish to receive. It's a very powerful day, a very powerful energy that flows on that day. So I'll be sending out the write-up. Anybody who's interested can sign up and, you know, be there. But just know that you are the light. You are totally the light. Don't doubt yourselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you.